Are you in need of some love advice, money advice, or career advice? If so, simply purchase your reading via irishpsychic.net. Readings are delivered within 24 hours and can give you all the details you require. Tarot, pendulum, crystal ball. The answers all lie within. Readings start from as little as €3, £2, $4. Log on today and see what's in store for you. irishpsychic.net for all your psychic needs.
Today's show is brought to you in part by our great friends at Amazon.com. Get all your latest gadgets, appliances, and so much more. For those special deals, head on over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and click on the Amazon icon today and get your special deals today.
Definitely cutting edge radio. The Chris Top Program. Sometimes I think I push people a little too hard. It's because I want the best.
Life is good, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will.
Okay, so do you need some time to prepare, or are you ready? The Chris Top Program on Spreaker and PKN Radio.
Life is good, and I am gone. Yeah, yeah.
Shop your way with eBay and get your goodies today. Get all your special deals by going over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com. Click on that eBay icon and get started today. Broadcasting live from Studio 8 in Orlando, Florida, it's 102.DLG Radio FM. It's now time for the weekly rundown right here on iHeartRadio with your host, DJ Friction, Michael, the Professor Benson, and Kevin, the Iceman, Tapey. Don't go anywhere because it's about to go down right now. Yeah, listen to 102.DLG Radio. We are broadcasting live for the weekly rundown for, of course, May the 26th. And joining me live here in studio this week is no other than my partners in crime. I like to just call them the troublemakers. Here's the Professor, Michael Benson. Oh my God, he's gone. Oh man. And Kevin the Iceman Tapey, what's going on, buddy? How are you, man? I know it's a little bit early. A lot of you guys are probably watching the show right now wondering, wow, this is kind of early for this broadcast. And just gotta let you guys know, got some things going on today. And we decided to shoot the show a little earlier. So I do appreciate you guys coming by, especially you, Kevin. I know you got the kid, with school and stuff. So I do appreciate it, buddy. And it won't happen often, I promise.
No problem at all. I don't mind getting up. I get up at 6 o'clock to take the boy to school, and 9 a.m. fit in perfect. There's Mike. He's back now, sort of. He's looking for headphones. I'm not sure how much he's doing on that treadmill with the dog bed there.
I know. I think it's just for scenery.
I think so. Mike lives in his own time, apparently.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you can say that. But hey, listen, man, it's been fun. It's been a crazy, crazy week. I see you got in touch with Miss Shipmate Meg, and we've been communicating back and forth on Twitter, man, and I'm excited to have her on.
Yeah, me too. I found her video completely by accident. I was looking for something else, and I just happened to find the video of hers that said, "I'll probably get fired for this," is what the title was. So, of course, she's cute, so I had to look at what it was. And I listened to her, and I thought, okay, I'm going to watch some more videos. She's actually really funny. She's got a unique perspective on, life on ship. And I think she's going to be a fun interview. She seems like a pretty hip girl, so I can't wait to interview her. We've got a really good guest list coming up in June. We've got some musicians. We've got some travel bloggers. I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to it.
She is a hottie, I must say. Good job, Kevin.
Thank you. What can I say?
Hey, man. Man. So, we got a lot of great guests coming up. EJK will be joining us on June the 2nd. Then we got Steve and Jody joining us on June the 9th. And then on June the 16th is going to be Miss Shipmate Meg, which we're looking forward to. She's going to be a lot of fun. I already see it already.
I think so. And if you guys listening out there haven't had a chance to listen to EJK, you got to take a listen to this girl. She's a wonderful musician. So you need to take a listen to her before our show.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, Mike, what's been going on with you, buddy? You've been out of the loop. You over there? We thought you'd take a little break to go run on a treadmill or something.
No, I had to get the headphones.
Oh, okay. Well, I see you're getting in line of you're joining the headphone crew like Iceman.
Well, I used to wear these, if you remember.
Yeah, I know. I should go pull out my old headphones and stuff too and join you guys. Breaker 19.
Funny you should say that. I was just thinking about that. Do people still use Citizen Band Radio anymore?
I don't know.
Yes, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of that the other day. We were driving along the highway, and I thought, I wonder if they still use CB radios.
You don't need the same big old antennas to just use a basic, and you know what I'm saying, a basic CB. But they get really extravagant. There's a whole CB club out in Orlando here. There's a whole CB club.
Really?
Yeah, there's a big. I mean, it's a big community, and they all have CB parties and get-togethers and.
Who would have ever known? I would have thought this was like a thing of the past. It kind of faded away, type of thing.
No, man, they got some exclusive CBs, $600-700 units, you know, and then they might pay $600-700 just for their big ass antennas that they use when they do have the big antennas. But you can buy a basic CB for your car with not a big antenna. You don't need that big of an antenna for it.
Gotcha. Well, interesting enough. So, we know that Kevin's excited for our guest coming up. What about you, Professor? Are you looking forward to what's to come? I know you said you wanted to bring your sister on soon as well. What's going on with that?
As soon as she gets back to me, she's doing a live show in Jacksonville this coming Saturday night. I think I'm going. It's going to be at 7 o'clock at Jackrabbits. But as soon as I get out of work in Daytona, I'm going to drive. I get out of work at 7, and I'll drive up there from 7, and then I'll when I'm done, I'll go over to my mom's and spend Sunday with my mom. But that's what's going on Saturday. So I'll see her. Her group, her duo with her wife is called Chasing Nola, Nola, New Orleans is what that means. Kevin knows that.
Yep.
So Chasing Nola is her new group name for the two of them, and they do an acoustic jam, and then a band called Allele. Kevin, you might have heard this. It's a benefit for a gentleman who's having a kidney transplant, who's good friends with a lot of the bands there. His name is Kyle Hallman.
I think I've heard that. I think I've seen some of my friends posting that one on Facebook.
Yeah, they've done a big benefit and everything up there, multiple benefits and everything. So this is a benefit Jackrabbits. All his friends are putting on. All his musician friends are putting on to try to raise money. It's $10 at the door. And if anybody out there happens to catch the show and hear this, please support the guy. He's having a rough battle with kidney. I don't know if it's kidney cancer, but I know he has to have his place. He's going to get a transplant, but it's going to cost a lot of money. So that's what they're raising money for. If you go to Jackrabbits, it's $10 at the door, or you can go on Facebook and donate. Pull up Kyle Hallman, and there's a page there, and I think they take donations on that page. But it'd be quite interesting. But I should find out something from my sister then. But I need to. I don't know what our open dates are. I know we've got like the second set up. What, the 14th?
We got the 2nd, the 9th, and then we have the 16th already booked.
16th. Okay, yeah. So it'd have to be towards the end of June. But like I was telling you, that her wife is in the Coast Guard, so she's got duty on certain weekends. So it's just finding out what her duty weeks are.
Awesome. And then the other thing too, man, I don't know if you've been noticing on Twitter, Kevin, but our Twitter has been blowing up quite a bit. We jumped from 149 followers to now we're over 500 followers, which is
sweet.
Ever since we've been promoting this YouTube thing, our things have been like really pushing, which is cool. I mean, I'm not complaining whatsoever, but I just like, if you've seen my Twitter private messages, is please check out my music. Hey, please check out my music. Hey, we see you're having this person on the show. We're cool with them. Could you please check out this and this and that? And my God, it's a long freaking list of crap up there right now that I have to go through.
Well,
but
it's a good problem to have, though, isn't it?
It is, but now it's like, okay, we went from being semi-busy to now it's constant. I think I'm probably receiving at least, I mean, within the week I was probably receiving anywhere from like 75 to 100 messages for the week, but now I think within a day I'm hitting at least 75 to 100 freaking messages, and it's like, okay, well, I'll get back to you. I'm gonna need a secretary. Hey, Mike, you want to take care of my Twitter, please?
I'm looking at mine right now. I've got mine's blown up. Jeez.
Oh, please.
It seems to me that I'm getting a lot of Meg's followers now.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm getting Facebook friend requests from her friends and followers, and I'm getting Twitter hits from her. So,
well, yeah, I'm hitting big time here. I got 5 followers and 41 5 following and 5 followers and 41 following.
Oh, okay.
Not bad for somebody who doesn't do Twitter much.
Let's see. Well, you got me curious. Let me go see where we're at right now. We're at followers 508 followers, and following right now I'm at 1,629.
You follow 1,629 people?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good morning, Miss Tomasa. How are you? Too cute. She says, Miss Tomasa's up on the Spreaker chat. Thank you for coming by this very early morning. We're getting a lot of freaking feedback. I wish I got a screen share.
Oui, monsieur.
That's awesome. I'm glad I think this YouTube thing has been pretty cool. I've had some of my friends already talking about it, saying, well, you should check out so-and-so. They're really good. Or you should check out these videos. You might like to have them on. So apparently, this whole YouTube thing is attracting quite a bit of attention.
Which is really cool, because I don't think this is really done with any type of radio program before. And I think we're probably one of the first to actually do a whole month's worth of YouTube interviews, which is really cool. And if it comes to it, hey, it just may go on to the month of July if it keeps going the way it's going. So I'm definitely not complaining. It's definitely making up for. It's definitely making up for the moments where we didn't have anybody booked, which is good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the good thing is with like Meg's followers have been posting, how can I listen to the show? Where can I check it out? So, and I've been getting Facebook messages from them like, where do I need to go to follow the show and listen to her? Mm-hmm. So I've been sending it back, and I'm saying, don't just listen to her, listen to the rest of the shows.
Exactly. And I think, our show's been, pretty popular, but it's going to get, I think this summer, after we're done with this whole YouTube thing and people get to see some of our videos, if you guys haven't had the opportunity to check our videos yet, please head on over to YouTube. It's very easy to find us. Just look us up, Da.Latin.Groove Radio, and it'll pull up very easy. Hit the follow, hit that like, subscribe button. You're going to see a lot of crazy videos. But I was going to ask both of you, I'm going to ask Kevin first. I know you guys are trying to do the Block It Up Tuesday report thingies, but do you have access, Iceman, to doing a video blog?
If somebody sends me instructions on how to do it, I would actually like to do that more than write it. I've already got my topic for today's blog. So, okay. Yeah, I would love to do a video blog. I mean, that would be fine with me. If somebody tells me how to do it.
But you got to send me the link on how to do it, or I can look it up.
It's really easy.
There's a free site, isn't there, for blogging?
Well, for video, you could do, you XSplit, the free version, and you could just capture your video and just use that.
All right. I think there might be a program on our computers to do it too. Like just record it, save it, and then send it to you somehow.
Yeah, and then I can go ahead and I can add graphics or whatever you guys want me to do to it. I mean, that's up to you. Whatever you guys want to do.
All right.
But it's really easy once you get to doing it. As you can see, I kind of play around with our graphics with the show, and I use XSplit to kind of branch us out to the other networks, which is really cool. So.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. It's a heck of a lot easier than typing.
And the only thing is, you just gotta get used to talking to yourself.
That's no problem. I do that anyway.
See, I know there was a reason why I like you guys.
Yeah, I answer myself too, so.
Well, that's why you guys belong, because I do the same thing.
You know there's a couple of websites who do video resumes, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You can do a video. It's basically a blog, and it's a video resume, and you talk about yourself on there. And
oh, that'd be perfect for you.
Fuck you.
What? I'm just telling you the truth. I think it would be perfect for you because you like to talk.
One day I'm gonna go over trading with you guys on the radio, and explain to you what trading means and how to trade people and know their personalities. It's a lot of companies look at that very strongly. It's part of the leadership format in companies as far as their training and development. And you have to know the personal traits of people and what their tendencies are because of those traits as far as their personality goes. And I can sit right here in this chair and tell you that DJ Friction, you are an extrovert with an inner circle of an introvert, meaning you're to the middle. Meaning you're very out there, but yet you're when alone you're very into yourself.
So listen, so you're trying to tell me that I'm jacked up pretty much, that I'm screwed.
No, I'm just telling you that just based on personality, I can tell you a lot about yourself that you would blow your mind if I didn't know you. Even if I know you and there's things that you don't think people would know about you, I could pretty much assimilate a pattern of what you do and how you do things and kind of pull your personality, it's all your traits into that.
Dude, you seem kind of stalkerish right now. Don't do that.
I'm not a stalker. I'm just telling you that was part of my bachelor's degree.
You're worrying me, man.
Just a part of it that what we learned. But like Kevin's not an extrovert. Kevin's more of an introvert than an extrovert. If he took the test, he would probably realize that.
Well, I've taken the one that gives you letters. I was just trying to figure out what that was.
Go online and take what they call the DISC, D-I-S-C test.
Yeah.
There's a free version of it. It's called the DISC test. Google it and take it, and it'll tell you certain parts of what you're at, and it'll explain to you certain parts. That's kind of like a mini personality trading test. Now, the really good one is the Briggs and Myers trading test that they have, and then there's the MBTI, and MBTI really breaks it down. And you can take those, but they'll charge you online for those. If you guys ever want more information on that, I'll put something together for everybody.
Yeah, I think that I took. Let's see. When I worked for the Bank of the Northern Hemisphere, I took one, and I turned out to be a dove, which meant I was a peacemaker and did not like confrontation. And then I took the one like the INFP thing. I took that one, and I also ended up being the diplomat. So I'm kind of the one. What do you mean
the INFP, the one that tells you you're an INFP?
Yeah, it gives you all the letters that you are, but I don't remember what my letters were. I'd have to look and see what they were. I was trying to find it.
That's the MBTI.
Yeah, I've taken that one.
Go ahead.
The one I took at the bank was birds. There was an owl, an eagle, a dove, and a peacock.
But I think, is that the MBTI? One's Kolb, and the Kolb trading test also. There's one put out by Kolb. But anyways, the INTF or whatever you said that yours was, I think I'm an ESTJ. or ESTP. I'm a TJ or a TP. I can't. Perceived. One is perceived, and one is the last letter means P for perceived.
All right.
And then it has quadrants, like 4 different quadrants. What quadrant you fall within, and that usually gives you your letters, which really breaks down your personality. But I could go either way. One of them I kind of can go either way on. I'm right on the line. So, but the I means introvert. So if you're an INTP, that means I means you're an introvert, and I called it right. Didn't I say you were an introvert?
I think so.
With a center to the extrovert when you want, but when you're in general public and you don't really know your group, you're more of an I. You're not going to go jump out there and get to know, like I'm an extrovert. I mean, I'll go up and walk up to anybody and meet them. You know that. Lewis knows that. But the introvert, which would be probably Lewis, also is an introvert, but with an exception of an E to the center, more to the center of the E. So there's like a grid. You're on a grid from 1 to 30, and you're an introvert from 1 to 30. So how far right and how far left? Kind of like a Republican, a conservative, or a not so conservative Republican. You're to the center. It's how they factor your personality. That once you've got a decisive I or E or whatever, once you come up with you're an I or an E, then everything else falls into place because it's all based on that type of personality. So,
all right.
And then there's different ways. So when you're scoring all these things, you're looking at it, and then when you go back and you start reading it, what the E means and what the I means and what your total 4-letter that you come up with means, you start going wow. It's almost like a wow factor because it's almost hitting you dead on. But you've selected all these by answering certain things, right?
Yeah.
So when you go for a job interview, they're asking you things, but it's nothing to do with that. That personality test you take before you ever get the interview online, where they ask you 50 questions.
Yeah.
About you. That is giving them they're scoring that. Then they put it through a printout, and that they print it out, and then they put it through the computer, and the computer basically reads that out and pulls a selection of answers that it's given, and basically personality traits are you a right match for that job.
I used to do that when I was an interviewer for the Bank of the Northern Hemisphere. I would have to interview people for call center jobs, and I had a list of questions that I had to ask in a certain order, and I'd ask those questions, and then I'd have to track the answer
and score it.
And score it, and then what we did was we analyzed that and said, okay, is this person somebody that you can put on the phone with a customer and expect them to do a good job? And there were certain traits we looked for, like if you were a person that were in it for you, the peacock bird, the peacock is one that shows off and is really kind of flamboyant. We weren't looking for that kind of person because that person is, more than likely going to do what's best for them to make them look good rather than make the bank look good. And then there were some, like a dove, where they just wanted to make, like, I would not have been hired had they done that personality trait on me, because I was the compromiser. I was the one that wanted to find the happy medium. And that's also not good, because sometimes you find the happy medium that's not beneficial to the company. Necessarily, it's beneficial to both parties, but not necessarily the way the bank would want you to do it. Right. So they were looking for people who had a mixture of all those, or who were kind of in the middle. And it was really rather complicated, I mean, I had people that I interviewed, I said there's no way in the world I'd hire them, but when their personality trait came back, or their numbers came back, the managers would say, we've got to hire that person. And I said, well, you didn't talk to them, but they've got the right personality. I'm like, okay. Well, I was in front of them.
I just want to say that cocks are very, very flamboyant, just saying.
Yes, they are.
Oh, what can I say? So, anyways, let's go ahead and get on with more of the show. I want to go ahead and let you guys know that today's broadcast is brought to you part by great friends at Amazon.com. Shop your way with eBay, because eBay is another great sponsor of our program as well. For more information on all of these great sponsors, please head on over to our official website, www.102DLG-Radio-Orlando. Hey, listen, just so you guys know, when you guys click on those links on our website, it goes to help support our program. And, so make sure you click on those links and do your shopping that way because, hey, we want to earn some points and some funds into our show, man. Hello. We want to retire.
We want to be able to enjoy a Happy Meal off this show. Come on, guys.
Listen, I'll take a Happy Meal. I'll take a burger from the dollar menu.
There we go.
So all 500,000 of you viewers, please go there right away. We have not had a Happy Meal in a long time.
Buy something. Go to Amazon, buy something. They've got everything from A to Z. It's in their logo. That's what the arrow does. It goes from A to Z, if you've ever noticed that.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to find your goodies on those websites, I tell you. Hey, but I want to go ahead and get into some very interesting news that kind of came up. And even though today's show is more of an open chat type of thing, but something that caught my attention the other day. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to kind of hear about it, but a mother humiliates her 13-year-old daughter for posting sexual pictures in her brown panties on social media. Were you guys aware of any of this?
I did not know that. Now I need to go look it up to find out what this is all about.
Well, good for the mother.
Well, yeah. You can go ahead. The easiest way to search it is going to YouTube. It was on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I watched the video and my jaw just dropped. I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me right now?" This little girl, 13-year-old, went up on social media, and and I've said this on many occasions. The youth, these teens or whatever, pre-teens you want to call them, these young kids don't have a mind to know really what's going on and what the hell they're really doing, at a very young age. And so the mother went ahead up on social media, and I guess she found out that her daughter was taking these pictures, and the daughter was lying about her age, and she had a lot of these older adults, men, up, being attracted to this little girl. So what the mother did was she took her cell phone and she took the daughter outside, and she literally put her daughter on blast and embarrassed the daughter and had her daughter sit there and say, "Hey, listen, I want you to say right now to your friends on social media and let them know how old you really are." And had that little girl crying. A lot of people are not really agreeing to the mother, putting the daughter on blast like that. The mother was like, "Hey, listen, you can even wipe your ass, let alone you're going to be up there in your brown panties and try to be showing off that you're portraying to be this, older teen." What are your thoughts on situations like this? What about if you guys had, a daughter, or you find out that your son, Kevin, was up there on social media posting these pictures?
Hey, he would probably get the same treatment this girl did. I'm reading the article right now, and there's a parenting expert who's calling the mom a cyberbully. And I think, she's a little bit extreme, but my son and I had this conversation, and I think I shared it with you on the last show, is that you don't take pictures of you or anybody else that would be embarrassing, ever, But if he decided to do that, he'd probably get the same treatment. He'd probably get publicly shamed, because you know what? The consequences need to fit the crime, so to speak. And she publicly put herself out there, so let's publicly fix this issue. And I agree with the mom 100%.
Well, yeah, I do too. The guy calling the mother a cyberbully, parents need to be cyberbullies, because parents have to be involved in children, because children just think Facebook and social media and Instagram and Instagram and a few of these other sites, you just post your pictures and everybody can see you and you can pretend to be whatever you want to be. Well, all fine and dandy, but the repercussions are pretending who you want to be and then allowing 5 million people to come into your social media site and find out who you are and where you are because everything's on public. not only jeopardizes your safety, but jeopardizes those around you in their safety. Meaning the mother, the family, the household. Because if somebody wants to find you and you're on public, and you really want to open it up to everybody, then you have to be prepared for the consequences.
You know, and that's why we say all the time, I got kids, Kevin has kids, Mike doesn't, but no matter what, we always said you guys have to have some type of control over your kids' social media. I mean, there's a time and a place for social media, and mainly, yeah, it's supposed to help you connect with people, or whatever it is, but, I mean, in this generation, with everything that's going on, we all need to have some type of control over our kids' social media accounts, because if we don't, I mean, God knows what's happening. Yeah, there's a time and a place where you need to have have that freedom, but I mean, I know in my back of my mind, I'll probably be thinking, what's my 15-year-old doing? I mean, he's getting to the age to make you start thinking, well, what is he doing on social media? What is he talking about? You know what I mean?
Well, think about it. Most, they say 90% of all predatorial and sexual crime in nature is perpetrated by someone you know. So, if that's the case, and social media is what it is, that means that's part of your network now. That's people you, in a social media world, know who are on your page, which makes it, ever how many followers you have, the even greater risk, if you're that 13-year-old young lady, of possibly having one try to contact you or stalk you. Or come after you, or and not. It's a cyber world, so it's not. I mean, they can get into your computer. They can get in and basically stalk you on your computer without you and knowing everything about you and tell you about who you are and what you do. So if they want to go in there and put a bug in your computer through social media, and turn on your eye on your computer and do whatever they want when they want. I mean, people just don't realize this. Now they have the show, on TV out, cyber crimes, and it's pretty interesting because a lot of that are actual case studies, where these things really happen, that they're changing the names and everything, but they're not reinventing the wheel, but they're showing what these people do, and it's pretty scary that if somebody gets into your system and attacks your computer, what they can do. I mean, we have cyber money crimes all the time. We have people taking advantage of our hitting us with viruses and spyware and just basically shutting our computers down. Well, if they didn't want to just shut your computer down, they could go in and find everything out about you and just make your life a living hell. And these children, is what I'm saying, their computers, I mean, they're just opening their self up. It's on the computer. No, it's in your life. It's real. And I don't think the parents talk to their children enough about that part of it.
I mean, so people don't understand. There's a lot of commotion. Not only people hacking into your computer, because it's very, very easy to happen. To occur. I mean, even Professor just said it. All they need to do is get into your IP address. They can find your address, your home address. They can get your name. They can get your phone number. They can get into your account information, because your computer stores all of that information. And another thing that bothers me too, besides this whole cyber thing and then these teens being on social media, is the fact that, I don't know if you guys have heard of this yet, and I'm sure probably Iceman has, but there's a thing called swatting, where these kids who are playing video games on certain websites, and they're broadcasting their video as they're playing these video games, and people are hacking into their computers and calling the police department, saying, hey, getting their addresses, saying, hey, listen, this son is about to kill his mother. You need to get over to the person's house right now.
I've heard of that.
And then a SWAT team is shows up in a whole different state, and they're surrounding the house. And next thing you know, these innocent kids who are just having fun on the internet, just broadcasting, their video games on certain networks. And I don't want to say the networks because they're not sponsoring us, but the fact of the matter is this can be a very dangerous situation. If you have the SWAT team rushing in on a 13-year-old or 14-year-old with guns at hand, and you all of a sudden have, parents freaking out, why is there, a SWAT team in my house? And then you got this police, the SWAT team trying to explain to the parents, hey, listen, there was a situation that was being occurred here. We're being told that this young kid is shot their parents or whatever it is. It's unbelievable.
Well, it's not just, it's happened to celebrities too. They've been swatted, where somebody will call in an emergency at their house and they'll show up there to take care of a situation. But sometimes it's not even the high tech ways of getting information that happen. Mm-hmm. It's the people themselves. I have 3 goddaughters and a godson. My godson isn't on social media at all. But my 3 goddaughters are on social media, and when 2 of them got their driver's licenses, they posted pictures of their license online saying, look what I just got.
No.
So I saw that, and I immediately emailed, or I called and said, you need to take that down because you just told anyone who's interested where you live and what your driver's license number is. Unfortunately, it's probably too late because anybody who wants the information already had it. But I said, you got to be smarter than that.
Yeah, basically an invitation to come look for
Right. And I think that's one of the rules that both my goddaughters and my son have, is that they have to have other adults we know on their social media account. Because I can't watch my son's account all the time. So there are other adults who may very well be able to see, is he posting something he shouldn't be? And if he is, they'll let me know and I'll take care of it. And it's worked out the same for my goddaughters too. I said that neither one of them post where they're at, location wise. They'll post pictures, and from the pictures you could probably tell. Mm-hmm. But they don't have the location services on, none of that stuff, because I don't want them to be in an unsafe situation. And so it really boils down to the user being smart about what they're putting on social media. And you don't have to look any further than, Jennifer Lawrence or any of these celebrities who took pictures they thought no one would ever see. Well, there they are. Yep. They're out there on the internet now. If you want to go look for them, they're out there. So it doesn't matter where you save it, whether you save it on your computer, whether you save it on a cloud, whether you save it on a personal hard drive you carry with you, there's always a chance that somebody will get to it and it'll end up on the internet. It's just the way it is. And you need to be smart.
It's like Iceman said, it doesn't matter whether you're in the cloud, whether you're trying to hide your IP address or whatever it is, no matter what, your computer, your information will and can be hacked. And yeah, there's probably ways to kind of protect yourself, but honestly, this day, this generation, and how we're living in this new technology, man, there's ways for everything to break in and get just about anything. So, if you want to see, unfortunately, people don't realize this either, but even, if you have a computer or a laptop that has a camera on it, if you have a cell phone that has a camera on it, you guys walking around, somebody could just hack into your cell phone, into your IP address in your cell phone or your laptop, and they can pull up that video. So if you're getting it in and you have, your phone in a direction, they're going to see that and they're going to hear it and they're going to have the enjoyment. Next thing you know, you're going to be up on a porn website. So, Professor, don't ever do that again, all right?
Yeah, there was a girl who that happened to. She posted a lot of pictures of her in her bikini and stuff like that, and she ended up becoming like a viral sensation on the internet and didn't even know it until one of her dad's friends found her on one of those sites. I'm not sure. I'm more alarmed by the fact that somebody posted her picture or one of her dad's friends was looking at her. Not sure.
It's disturbing, man. It's just, I don't know. Just anything like this is just disturbing. I mean, even from this whole swatting thing to, you know, just thinking about my kids just in the future, maybe just even posting nasty pictures up on social media. And if God knows what social media will be like in a couple of years, but just the fact that people have access to just doing things, and then you got these young kids out there just exposing themselves. And I'm telling you, and I've said it when I did the morning show a couple hours ago, because I've only slept like 3 hours. Hey, commitment. But listen, I'm a very old school type of person, and a lot of you guys are probably gonna hate on me for this, but I'm very old fashioned. I was raised with an ass whooping. If you did something wrong, to the days of, you can't give an ass whooping nowadays, but because you get in trouble for it. But in the old school days, if you did something wrong, a good old ass whooping would take care of the situation. And if we lived in that world where we couldn't get in trouble anymore for an ass whooping, I would be giving that little girl an ass whooping for posting that kind of shit up on social media.
I remember being in 3rd grade in school, and I did something in class. I forget what. I remember what it was now. I was bored in the back of the class, so I made a paper airplane and I threw it. And it just so happened that it hit the teacher in the back of the head. And she turned around and took me to the office, and I got paddled but good. I never did that again. You know?
Listen, I remember the days when I was in school, and Professor, I don't know, you can ever relate to this. You probably, I don't know, you probably didn't have school when you were in school. But anyways, but you remember the days where you went to school, and if you did something wrong, that the principal will come up to your classroom with a ruler, and they would bend you over their knee and whoop you. I remember seeing this in like 1st and 2nd grade, and I was just amazed by it and how they used to reprimand the kids.
Only time I ever had to deal with a ruler and a principal was Catholic school.
Oh, I was gonna say, don't be a smart ass talking about.
By time I was in 5th and 6th grade, I was in public school, and I've got the old air paddles. Used to look like a wiffle bat with the holes in it. That's how big they were.
Yeah, that was to cut down on wind resistance.
Yeah, I used to get nailed with those. That our dean, that's what he carried. And in high school, our Dean Smith was a football player for the Miami. He was an offensive lineman for the Miami Dolphins. Retired, hurt his knee. Used to walk through the hallway with a baseball bat. Long baseball bat that he used to lean on, but it was basically a protection device, for the thugs in the hallways. But if you went to his office, he also had a big bat in the office. Looked like a bat. It was a big wooden paddle with the air holes in it. And mean guy, but nice guy. But I don't think he ever used it. I just think he had it there to put the fear in people, that they knew what was coming if they did. They were, if you were provoked to use it, and that was a deterrent enough. My mom never hit me. My first stepfather did, but my mom never hit me. My mom punished me in different ways. She would, take things away and, wouldn't let me go outside, stuff like that, or I couldn't go to my baseball game, stuff like that, football game. You really screwed up. She took something, away from you that hurt you more than a whooping.
So let me ask you guys real quick. With you guys, if you were in this situation where your child was posting stuff on social media, how would you guys react to the situation? What steps would you guys take to disciplining your child?
I guess before I started any kind of discipline, I'd want to know, why did we post it? Why did we put it up there? Is there some underlying reason why he posted that up there? Because sometimes it's the need for attention. Mm-hmm. The need for something not being fulfilled in their lives, so they feel like they've got to do that kind of stuff. I really don't expect boys do this a whole lot. Maybe they do, I don't know. But I think girls do more because it's harder for girls to gain acceptance. It's such a competitive world for girls in the way of looks, you know. I mean, I see it on my own Facebook page with former students that I have who will post pictures of themselves. They're not suggestive, but they'll post pictures and see how many likes they get, and if that doesn't get enough, they'll change the picture and then post more. But for me, the discipline would start with, okay, why did we do it? I gotta know, and then we'd go from there. And we go from there.
What about you, Mike? In what ways would you go ahead and discipline your kids if you had any?
Well, first I'd seek to understand to be understood, meaning that, like Kevin said, you have to ask questions first and find out why they're doing it. Because if you don't know why they're doing it, it's not going to stop. You have to get to the root of the problem. And a lot of times it's just seeking attention. And then does that make us less of a parent because our children are seeking attention? Maybe so. Maybe these people on social media pay more attention to the kids than the parents do. Meaning they don't have enough family activity. They don't, they're not in their children's lives as much as they could be or should be. And in today's society, that's not uncommon because most parents both are working and both have a lot of, things they're dealing with, not just children. So the child could be, lacking parental guidance and parental affection. So they're reaching out. And why are they reaching out is the main problem today, I think. We have a fractured social family circle more so than a social fractured Facebook circle. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with Mike. I think there's also the idea that kids today, well, people in general, not just kids, will turn to social media to try and solve their problems rather than talk to somebody that's in the room with them. I had this conversation with I'm not going to say who on my Facebook page, but somebody that I know very well. And I saw that they had somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,200 friends. And I asked her, I said, how many of these 1,200 people have you actually met in person? And she said maybe, 300 of them because she goes to school with them. I said, okay, so why do you have over 1,200 friends? And most of them were African-American males, which I don't have a problem with what they were. It doesn't matter. But I said, why do you have this many people that you don't know, especially guys of any race, that you don't know on your Facebook page? And she said, well, they're just friends I've met through other people. I'm like, okay, but you're sharing information with them and you don't really know them. And that doesn't bother you. And she said, well, and I said, okay, but you get the point I'm trying to get at here is that you're sharing personal information with people you don't know. You've never met, you've only talked to online, and you don't know that's who that actually is. You don't know if that picture up there is actually the person that's on the other end of that comment. You don't know.
Yes, sir.
And that's where you have to look at. And again, it doesn't matter what the person says they are. They may not be that at all. So you have to be really careful and be really smart. And I friend. You can look at my Facebook page. I don't have very many friends on it because I'm very particular about who I friend. I actually have to have either met you or had a substantive conversation with you at some point or another before you end up as a friend on my page. I'm very particular. I've got maybe 5 people on my page that I've never met in person. But I know them through other people, and those people have met them, and that's fine.
It's funny, I'm watching Kevin right now on screen, and he looks like the Godfather. He's all leaned back.
And and I'm looking at Kevin, like you said, he's all leaned back and everything. And George right there, Mr. Curious George, is looking at him very inquisitively also.
Your other side, buddy.
Hanging on the lamp.
The monkey. Yeah.
I've been looking at that the whole show. Like, oh man, I like Curious George.
My son knows I love monkeys. I mean, monkeys. I find monkeys to be absolutely hysterical. So I don't know where he went, but he got this monkey that has magnets in its hand and its feet. So I hung the monkey on the lamp, and periodically I'll change the monkey to hang some other way to see if anybody notices. But I love monkeys. Whenever I go to the zoo, I have to go see the monkeys. They're just so funny. I don't know what it is.
So, the godfather of the Weekly Rundown likes monkeys.
Yeah, well, and the reason I'm so comfortable today is there's nobody home, so I don't have to go into the other room to do the show, and I can sit in my comfortable chair with my lamp and my monkey.
So, listen, this does not mean, since you're home alone, that you can
Play with your monkey.
Play with your monkey or run around the house naked and then post pictures on social media.
That's right, I won't do that, no. I got too much work to do that kind of stuff.
Good job. See? You learned something from this show. Don't spank the monkey and then run around the house naked when you're home alone.
Exactly, because it will end up on the internet somehow or another.
I know, watch out, because, you can learn a thing or two from Professor. He'll show you how it's done. The only thing is that Professor will be up on a treadmill naked.
Don't do that stuff.
Well, like I said, it's hard to walk when you have the dog bed there, though.
Well, he's not so lonely. He's got his little doggy.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's go ahead and there's one final topic I wanted to talk about. And I just happened to find out about this recently, and I kind of was thrown off by it, but and I saw this on social media, and I was like, what the freaking hell? Anyways, how would you feel about going to jail for 15 years for having sex on the beach? It was being stated that this took place last July in Boyton Beach, Florida, when an underage girl was the witness to this whole situation that took place on the beach.
Well, I read that story, and the reason the girl isn't facing 15 years. The guy is because he's a previous felon. So that's why he's facing 15 years, because he committed another felony within 3 years of getting out of jail. That's why he's facing 15 years. What I find sick is that somebody actually videotaped it. That's what I find sick.
What are they calling the crime? A lewd and lascivious act?
Yeah, 2 counts of lewd and lascivious conduct on a public beach.
Yeah.
And I looked. The girl's cute. I got to admit, she's pretty. The guy's a fitness trainer. He's a bodybuilder. And apparently they decided they were going to have sex on the beach, and she rolled over on top of him. And the video's online. You can't see it without it being fuzzed. You can't look at it. You can't watch it without being fuzzed over the spots.
It's okay. But, Mike has an imagination.
But, from what I understand, you can't really tell that that's what they're doing. It's just that she's moving in a suggestive manner that would make you think that's what they're doing.
Well, yeah.
So
I know that the woman came out.
I'm sure she did.
Hey, we'll be here all night long. No, but the woman came out. She claimed that she was just playing around, joking around with her boyfriend or whoever it was, and it like Kevin said, it was it was kind of suggestive, whatever. It didn't look like it was happened to be whatever it was. Anyways, but come to find out, I hear that the girl, she's not getting. She's going to be like a slap on the wrist type of thing, but the guy, I did hear that the guy was, he could get the 15 years for having sex on the beach. Yeah. And that sucks because, man, people have fantasies. There's a time and a place to do certain stuff, and wait till the beach is clear, nobody's around, throw a blanket around you, do what you got to do, whatever you got to do. But, I'm not saying, hey, go ahead and go to the beach and go get your groove on, but...
I honestly think they'll slap him on the wrist and the guy will do 5 years probation.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be the case. Although the families of the people, the families of the kids that saw it are pushing for him to get the maximum sentence. What I don't agree with is I don't agree with both of them having to register as a sex offender. I don't agree with that because they're having sex with each other. It's not like they had involved children. I know that children saw them, so now this girl has to tell every employer, every person she meets, she's a sex offender, and if she lives in St. Johns County, Florida, they're going to put a sign at the front of her street that a registered sex offender lives on that street.
Right.
And it sucks because, unfortunately, now you're going in for a job interview, and the first thing you have to say is, hey, listen, you know, it's gonna be like, is there anything we should know about? You're gonna say, well, yeah, you know, I kind of had an incident on the beach with my boyfriend or whoever it was, your boy toy, and we had sex on the beach, and you know, we have to let you know about that. And the job's gonna look at you and be like, I'm sorry, but thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, he's old enough to be her father, by the way. He's 40 and she's 20, although her family claims she's 18. So,
wow,
still 2 consenting adults.
I know they're consenting adults, but he's 40 and she's 20, so more props to him, I guess. But still, I don't agree with them having to register as sex offenders unless he was already one. I don't agree with that because it's not all right. So some kids saw it, but do they really understand what they saw? I mean, the girl's 4 years old. Does she really understand what she saw? Mm-hmm. You know, because as a parent, I would, you know, if my kid has seen things like that, not people having sex, but he's seen questionable things, and then he asks me. And I'm fairly honest with him, and he's not scarred by it. I don't think he is. I mean, he's going to see it sooner or later, and you see worse things on television than you do at this beach. I mean, you couldn't see any private part from what I read. You couldn't see any private part on either one of these two people. So what did the kid really see?
Yeah, true. I mean, and the thing is, like I said, guys,
right,
you know,
I think I lost you.
There's a time. No, you're here. Hello, you're there, buddy. I don't think.
DJ, he can't hear us.
Oh, yeah, he probably lost sound on his end. But
yeah,
you know,
I'm back.
Yeah, there's a time and a place to get your, you know, your sneaky bang bang on, whatever you want to call it. I mean, yeah, you know, some people are spontaneous. Some people like to go out there and just, hey, you know, there are. Listen, I'm gonna say this: if you want to get it on the beach, there are nude beaches you can freaking go to, and that they actually freaking have sex on the beach. I mean, if that's what you want to do, hey, more power to you. But you know, when there's little kids around, you really need to watch what you're doing because, like, you know, the last thing you want to do is, God forbid, serve, you know, go to jail, have this on your record, let alone. I mean, it sucks.
Even nude beaches have rules about, you know, what you can and can't do and where you can do it. And I mean, if you're smart, you can go to a beach in the evening and do what you want to do, and there won't be anybody there. But you know, if you're on Cortez Beach or wherever it was that this happened, in the middle of the day, you're going to have families around. You got to be smarter than that. Mm-hmm. I just think people make stupid decisions, and I think this was a stupid decision. And you know, give them community service, let them go work somewhere, slap them on the wrist, and let them go. I mean, you know, I don't know that the guy needs 15 years over, you know, a boner on the beach. I just don't think that's. I'm sorry, but I just don't think it's. Give him 5 years probation, like Mike said. Give the girl a slap on the wrist, charge her a fine, send her on her merry way. Don't make her register. You know, just don't be stupid. That's what the judge should say. Judge should say, "Girl, you're stupid. Don't be as stupid.
Don't be a stupid. Don't be a stupid.
Yeah, don't. I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Don't be a stupid." But hey,
exactly.
Listen. Professor, listen, we know that you're very educational and all that stuff. So let's just say if somebody wanted to go have sex, what do you recommend? What's the best time to go to the beach? Because we know you're a freak.
Well, don't go too early and don't go too late.
Well,
and when you come, make sure you go.
I'm telling you, only on iHeartRadio can you say some crazy ish like this, I tell you.
Yeah, let's see.
You know, there's a time and a place for everything, and if you're at the beach, I have to say that, you know, even Jack's Beach, there's a certain place and time to be on Jack's Beach.
Yeah, well, the best beach here the best place used to be Mickler's Cutoff or Michler's Cutoff, however you say it, down in St. Johns County.
Yeah.
But now they've got a big public parking lot there, so there's too many people there now. But you can still go back in the dunes if you're really smart about it. You can go back in the dunes.
Dunes, yeah.
Yeah.
Any place with dunes. But you know, the worst thing you got to worry about the dunes is not the people. It's the rattlesnakes that Well,
Yeah.
people don't realize they're up in the sawgrass. The sawgrass attracts snakes, so.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, wait. How do you guys know about these spots?
Okay, I will tell you how I know about it.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Back a few years ago when I was working through college, not a few years ago, gosh, almost 2020 now. I worked as a security guard at a beach house right there at Mickler's Cutoff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're walking onto the beach, you look up to your right, and there's that big, like a bulkhead wall. On the top of that wall is a country club pool. And I used to work there. And during the middle of the night, you would see, I worked the overnight shift, you would see fires on the beach, and that's exactly what was going on back in the dunes. People having sex parties. The St. Johns County high school kids would come out on Friday, Saturday night, go back in the dunes and have their parties.
Hey, Kevin, we used to visit, me and Denise used to visit Kevin over there after we got married.
Yeah.
And you guys had sex parties?
I let him in. I wasn't supposed to, but I let him in anyway. It was the middle of the night. Who was going to care?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And most of the time, the members that came up there were coming up to have sex with their girlfriends or their boyfriends, and not their wives or husbands. And I made out pretty well. I got paid nicely to keep my mouth shut.
Ooh. I wish I would have known you back in the day.
Yeah, let me tell you, I got paid. I had a guy, he paid me $400 a month for me to keep my mouth shut about him coming up with his girlfriends. Not just one, not just two, but three of them.
Wow. Mike, you did pretty good.
Yeah. This guy would come up at about 2:30 in the morning after the bars closed, and he'd have 2 or 3 girls with him, and I would shut the one door so I didn't see anything, and they would go out into the pool and do whatever they were going to do. They were usually there 45 minutes to an hour, and then
Mike,
they would
you
leave.
did pretty good, man. I'm proud of you, Mike. Good job.
I don't think Mike couldn't have afforded to pay me $400 a month then.
Oh, man.
No, when I was driving the beer trucks, I could have.
Yeah. But, I had him. I had a lady who used to come up. She was in her late 50s, early 60s, and she used to bring 18, 19, 20-year-old guys up to the beach club. She'd drop a 100 spot on me to keep my mouth shut because I knew her husband. Her husband was the one paying me the $400 a month to keep my mouth shut.
What?
Yeah, it was craziness. Neither one of them knew about the other, and,
Very wealthy in that area. That's Ponte
Yeah.
Vedra over there where he's talking about.
Yep.
If you've
Yep.
ever heard of Ponte Vedra, Lewis, it's where the Teepster Tournament Players Professional Championship for golf is. One of them is
Yeah.
there. And those people have money over there.
Oh, yeah. These people lived in $1 million homes. They paid country club dues to the tune of like $25K a year. These guys were pretty well off. And, I just worried there would be a night where she would show up and he would show up at the same time. Then what do I do? So, but that never happened, fortunately. But I made good money doing that.
Yeah,
And sometimes they'd go down to the beach. She had a code word that if I said it, she knew she should leave or go somewhere else or whatever. But I had maybe 4 or 5 people that paid me to keep my mouth shut.
And the code word was, "Hey, your other man is here. Get the fuck out."
I don't remember what my code word was for her, but my code word for him was Lotus Notes.
Lotus Notes. How the hell do you put that in a sentence to kind of just play it off and be like, "Well, Lotus Notes."
I would sit behind the counter. I'd go, "Man, I can't get my Lotus Notes to open."
If you don't remember how many years that was, Lotus has been in for a long time.
And there was a reason. This guy was one of the guys that wrote the code for Lotus Notes. That's why. His business was he rented out ATM machines to these gas stations and stuff. He would rent the ATMs, and he would refurbish old computers and then rent those out to places that would have like internet cafes and stuff.
Yeah.
So this guy made some pretty serious money because he sold Lotus Notes to, I forget who. Now you can't even use Lotus Notes anymore. It doesn't exist. But he sold it for somewhere in the neighborhood of $19, $20 million to somebody else. And then they developed the technology into what is now Microsoft Outlook. Because if you remember, Lotus Notes was Outlook before Outlook was Outlook. So, and then he rented out the ATM machines, he refurbished computers. He also ran a computer recycling company where he would take in old computers and he would smelt out the gold. Because there's lots of gold in computers, if you didn't know that. And he would take the gold out of the computers and then sell that, and then sell all the plastics and other metals. I mean, he would separate out the metals. It was quite an expensive operation, but he made a ton of money off of it.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to get ready to head out of here. Do you guys have any final words before we get ready to check out?
No.
I will offer this up to you, Lewis, if you want to post on your Twitter page for people to send me their videos so I can review them. That'd be fine. That way we don't flood your inbox with review requests. So if you want to post that, I have the time to look at videos. I do that quite often anyway. I do chores around the house and I Chromecast them to my TV. So I got time if anybody wants to do that.
Awesome. And the other thing, you guys are doing a great job booking guests. If you guys want to keep going ahead and doing it, more power to you. I'm going to keep doing things more on my end and see if we can get more people booked. Again, if you guys want to check out our very special guest joining us for the month of June, EJK, music recording artist all the way from the United Kingdom, is going to be joining us on June the 2nd. And then, of course, on June the 9th, we're going to be having Steve and Jody joining us. And for those who don't know who Steve is, he is the head lead guitarist of Mulu Lizzie, which, if you haven't listened to their music, is pretty freaking amazing as well. So they'll be joining us on June the 9th. And then on June the 16th, the Iceman's favorite guest is going to be joining us on the show. He wanted her, and she's going to be here. And it's going to be no other than Shipmate Meg is going to be joining us live on the show. And then we're going to try to get the Professor's sister to come join us. That'll be kind of awesome to have her on and play some music. I want to try to get the people to play actual music on the show. That'll be freaking amazing.
That would be nice. And Meg is also from the United Kingdom, so we're big in Britain, apparently.
I'm just big in general, honey.
Just don't be big on the beach, man. Just don't be big on the beach.
Yeah, just kind of tuck it away.
I have a feeling he's already been big on the beach.
I don't know. We had Shakira on last week. We should have asked her.
Yeah, you guys better watch it. Till next time, guys. For more information about our show and when we broadcast, we're back on our regular scheduled time next week. With that being said, check out our official website for more information, www.102DLG.Radio.Orlando. Come on by, spread the love, y'all. Until next time, I am your host, DJ Friction, the Iceman, and the Professor. We'll see you guys soon.
Peace out.
Out.
Check us out on iHeartRadio. That's right, I said it, y'all. You can check us out on iHeartRadio each and every single week. Bring you the best in talk radio, plus bring you the top 40, bring you some of the best in dance hits, some merengue, some salsa, and if you're good to us, we're going to bring you some classic 80s. So spread the love, y'all. Everybody know what's going down. It's happening right here on iHeartRadio at 102.DLG Radio with yours truly, DJ Friction, and the Professor, Michael Benson. What's up, guys? DJ Friction here to remind you, if you really enjoy what we do here at 102.DLG Radio, take the time to support our program by going over to our official website, www.102DLGRadioOrlando.com, and donate today. That's right, son of y'all. Go on over and donate today and show your love for the show, y'all. And we'll keep doing what we do here. Much love.